Good evening, my name is Benzion Miller, and today I'm going to show you how I make my potato kugel. Thursday night, it's 11 p.m. and I got to make some potato kugel for Shabbos. So what I do is I take usually like 6 to 7 medium-sized potatoes. I actually have 7 potatoes over here. So we're just going to quickly peel them. These are Yukon gold potatoes. And usually I can cut the prep time down to about 10 minutes. And I'm preheating the oven right now at 350 degrees. And once I'm done with the prep, I pop it in the oven and leave it in the oven for 2.5 hours. So right now I'm just gonna fill this bowl with some water, and I'm just gonna leave my potatoes in the water after I've peeled them. Okay, all right. I've gotten a lot of compliments. People say they love my potato kugel. So hopefully I can show you how to make it, and you can let me know how you like it. Whoa. All right. Okay. All right. I'm just an amateur. I've got never taken any cooking classes. I just, I don't know, started making potato kugel. And then after a few tries, kept getting compliments. Shout out to Dottie. And I don't know, every time I bring one of these to a kiddush, people love it, so I keep making it. All right. You can fast forward if you want, because right now I'm just peeling the potatoes. Okay. All right. So usually I hand grate the potatoes, but I don't have time tonight, so we're just gonna use the food processor. Okay, just get rid of some of this mess. Okay. 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 Sorry, Tehila, making a mess in your kitchen. Okay. But she's sleeping, so I'll clean this up before she gets up in the morning. All right. Okay. Probably losing half a potato with the way I peel this, but what can I say? I'm a guy. All right. So we're almost done with the potatoes. Okay. All right. So again, here I'm using, lost the potato. All right. I guess my recipe will have 6 potatoes instead of 7, but usually I use 6 to 7 anyway, so that's enough. Usually, if I use 7 potatoes, I get like 1 medium round and 1 small round. So the small round that, the kids like to eat it before Shabbos, and then the medium round they use for dinner. Okay. Okay, great. Okay, so let's just clean up this mess. Okay. Okay. Okay, great. All right, so now I'm just going to drain the water. Okay. Okay, so we have our 6 potatoes. I'm going to put them in the food processor. I'm just going to chop them up a little bit so I can just put them in the food processor to go down the chute easier. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right, so next I'm just going to pop them in the processor. Okay. Okay. I also have an onion that I peeled before, so I use a whole onion. All right. Again, I'm just cutting it up so it'll go down the chute in the food processor easier. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now we have the great debate. Do we drain the water from the potatoes or do we not drain the water from the potatoes? So personally, I do not like to drain the water. I find that the potato kugel comes out a little bit more fluffier if you do not drain the water. So I don't drain the water. Okay. Okay. Next, I use 4 eggs. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 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 So what I do is I put the eggs in the potato mixture over here, and I use this. I find this is really good for mixing the eggs, the oil, and the salt really well. So what I do is right now I'm just gonna mix it really well. Okay, now I use 1.5 teaspoons of salt. There we go, 1 teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon. Okay, some more mixing. Okay, all right. So what I do is I put the oil last. I find that if you put the oil first and then the eggs in after, you don't get a good consistent mixture. The oil doesn't let everything mix in well. So first I mix the potatoes, the eggs, the salt, and then I add the oil last. So I use a cup of oil. I know that's a lot of oil, but it really makes it tasty, so it's worth it. Maybe take a Lipitor before you have the potato kugel, just to keep your cholesterol down. Okay. All right, so now I got the batter. Okay, I got this nice mixture over here. And now, where are my tins? Okay. So I use a square tin because I use a lot of oil, so I don't want to make a big mess in the oven with the oil kind of like bubbling out. So I use one of these square tins, and then I put the round tin in the square tin, and then I just pour in my mixture. Okay. Okay. All All right, that was a piece of onion. All right. And then I just dust it with pepper. Okay. So now I'm going to put this in the oven for 2.5 hours at 350 degrees. I already preheated the oven. And while it's cooking, I'm going to clean up this mess before my wife finds it. And once it's ready, like in 2.5 hours, I'll turn the video camera back on and I'll show you what it looks like. All right. Okay. All right. All right, so we'll be back in 2.5 hours when this potato kugel is ready. Okay, after 2.5 hours in the oven, our potato kugel is done, and it's ready for Shabbos meal tomorrow night. So, you know, you'll see this light brown consistency. This is what we want. If you want a little darker or crustier, you can leave it in the oven for another 20 minutes. So give it a try, and have a great Shabbos. Thank you. Bye.